Hey there, welcome into the show. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles now. A happy Saturday to everybody, and I hope all of you are having a fantastic weekend. Preseason game number 2 for the Birds in the books, and if you were looking forward to watching some great Eagles offensive football, this was not the game for you. Deep into the fourth quarter, the Eagles didn't even have more than 100 total yards of offense. But I'm going to explain here for Instant Reaction post-game show why Eagles fans should be very excited with some of the developments that we saw in this game against the Cleveland Browns. And let's begin with the most obvious takeaway from this ball game. It is the play of second-round safety Andrew Mukuba, who the Eagles took with the 64th pick out of Texas. And there are really two big question marks for this football team going into 2025. And both of them are on the defensive side of the ball. Because on offense, Philadelphia returns 10 of 11 starters for a team that dump trucked the Kansas City Chiefs and dominated in Super Bowl 59. That's that right guard spot. Tyler Steen stepping in for Mekhi Becton. But on defense under Vic Fangio, cornerback 2, who will start opposite of Quinyon Mitchell and who will start next to Reed Blankenship at that safety position. Andrew Mukuba made a case that he should be the starter for this football team going into the regular season. And I know that he's young. I know that he's inexperienced. But at Texas and before that, when he was at Clemson, he had a knack for always being around the ball and being very disruptive in making plays on the ball. And given that he is a very smart, instinctual, high football IQ, cerebral player, that allows him to be impactful and have a really good feel for the game, which then leads to him having a lot of ball production. And case in point, the highlight of the game, pretty much the only highlight in this game for this Eagles team, a 75-yard pick six for Drew Mukuba, rookie-on-rookie crime, as he intercepted Dillon Gabriel. Prior to that, Dillon Gabriel was very impressive. And one of my takeaways from an NFL standpoint coming out of this game is that Dillon Gabriel looks like an NFL quarterback. But on a play where Gabriel looked to throw it downfield and then went through his progressions and tried to throw short right around the sticks, he threw it to his left. Andrew Mukuba, with really good play recognition, really good patience, was able to sift through a couple of Browns players to pick that pass off, made a man miss, housed it for a touchdown. That was just a highly impressive play to sniff it out, execute, finish it off, and take it to the crib for a pick six. And Sidney Brown, who he's competing with right now, without Philadelphia making an external move for a player like Justin Simmons, and I still wouldn't rule that out to get some veteran experience inside that safety room, Sidney is more of a thumper, a downhill guy. He will run through your face. He will impose his will on the game with his physicality. But sometimes he can be overly aggressive and over pursue. And that takes him out of plays, which can then lead to big plays for the opposition. He doesn't have that center field ball hawking ability that Mukuba has. And this has always been clear with Mukuba. When he was at Clemson last year, his first full year playing the safety position, he had the lowest passer rating when targeted among all safeties in college football. And you want to talk about ball production here. He had 11 pass breakups and 5 interceptions. So you saw what he's capable of doing in this game. And then the 4.45 speed to finish that playoff and take it to the paint. After Drew Mukuba had that pick six, he recovered a fumble. And once again, it was him being in the right spot at the wrong time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just luck. This is the ability to read, diagnose plays, and the football IQ to know where the play is going, how it's progressing, to attack, and to be around the football. And the ball was squirting around on the grass at the link, and Drew Mukuba fell right on top of it. What did the Eagles do so well last year? They forced a lot of giveaways. They capitalized on plays like this. And these are huge plays throughout the midst of a ball game to capitalize on momentum, to capitalize on the opponent's mistakes. And so to get that type of play from your second round pick, that's a great sign. And then we have to talk about the Eagles' first round pick in Jahad Campbell. One of the big questions I have, and one of the biggest things that I'm really looking forward to with Campbell, how does Vic Fangio use him? Does he use him strictly as an inside linebacker who plays off ball and in coverage? Does he use him more as a pass rush specialist? Does Vic Fangio tap into his versatility and use him in a role where he plays like Zach Bond behind Zach Bond? Zach Bond is kind of what that modern day off ball linebacker is. He can hold up in coverage, he can plug gaps against the run, but you can use him to get after the quarterback. And Jahad Campbell has all of that to his game. And in his first preseason game against Cincinnati last week, I thought he made his presence be felt. And in this game, he made his presence be felt again. And if he keeps stacking plays like this on top of having a really good training camp, it's going to be really hard for Vic Fangio to keep him off the field. And we got a glimpse of what Fangio could have in store for Campbell as far as his role goes as a rookie. First drive of the game, Jahad Campbell playing middle linebacker, he gets sent on a blitz, and he sacked Dillon Gabriel. On a couple of plays in coverage, there was one stop where it was on a third down. His guy was right in front of him, tackled him right to the ground, and forced a Browns punt. And like Andrew Mukuba, Jahad Campbell, when you watched him, and the Eagles didn't let him play deep into this game because they want to save him, but both of those rookies are around the ball, and you're going to be asking for those players to make contributions this year in year one for an Eagles defense that is trying to replace a lot of players who left via retirement, trades, free agency. And you have to feel good about where Mukuba and Campbell are right now. More takeaways coming up here in just a moment, but I do want to tell you about this deal thanks to our fine friends at Fanatics. These Eagles Super Bowl New Orleans themed shirts are more than 50% off, but it's limited time only while supplies last. These awesome shirts, Nike New Orleans themed, they were $40, now on sale for just $18. All you got to do, use that link down below, chatsports.com/EaglesNola. You use that link, that discount will apply. But you have to use our link in order to look good and save money. So, some more takeaways that I have from this game. Just want to pull up some of my notes here. And some of these things are lineup related as well. A.J. Dillon got the start at running back. Will Shipley did not play. That tells me Will Shipley is RB2, A.J. Dillon is RB3. Dorian Thompson-Robinson got the start at quarterback because Tanner McKee did not play. And then Kyle McCord came in. I wasn't impressed by either. DTR has outplayed McCord in training camp practices, but with what I've seen in actual game action, hasn't impressed me at all. He seems a little bit skittish in the pocket. He's telegraphing passes. Hasn't had an opportunity to really make plays with his legs. At UCLA, he was an awesome dual threat quarterback. Where has that dual threat, improvisational, extending plays ability been throughout the preseason? I haven't seen it. And I just think that Kyle McCord has more upside, potential, and talent. But it's not like McCord did anything really to instill a lot of confidence that he should be QB3. But because he's younger and the Eagles drafted him in the 6th round, I think McCord is the better option at QB3, third string, than DTR. That's just what I think. And McCord did lead a touchdown scoring drive where he threw a touchdown pass to Ainias Smith. Speaking of Ainias Smith, 2 touchdowns in as many preseason games. I think that the Eagles wide receiver room is set for the 2025 season. And I think they're going to carry 6 because I think they have to carry 6. A.J. Brown, wide receiver 1. Devontae Smith, wide receiver 2. Jahan Dotson, wide receiver 3. Johnny Wilson was excellent in that first preseason game. He's 6'6", he can block, he's physical, and the talent is too much to give up on right now. Ainias Smith in the first preseason game caught a touchdown pass from Tanner McKee, popped that long punt return, and then today caught a third down pass and a touchdown. He's got to be on the team. And then Darius Cooper has to make the team. He is not going to clear through waivers. He's too good. He's gifted. And what the Eagles have started to do, Cooper has gotten some tick and snaps with the first team offense in training camp, and they've introduced him to special teams. He's been a part of the first team kickoff coverage unit and kickoff return unit. I think Darius Cooper is on this team, and I think that he should be. And that wide receiver room is a pretty good one. And what the Eagles, I think, are trying to do, see if they can develop one of these young players to become a wide receiver 3 after this year. Because Jahan Dotson is going to be an unrestricted free agent. And I think he might just look to go somewhere else where he simply gets more opportunities with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith taking up the lion's share of those targets. Gabe Hall had a nice first down run stop on 1st and goal. Gabe Hall is a player who I think the Eagles instilled confidence in after they traded Thomas Booker. I think he's going to make this team. Jacorian Bennett had a pass breakup. It was a really impressive play on a crossing route where he showed that 4.3 speed to make a play on the ball. We still don't know who's going to be cornerback 2. We really don't. Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, not really targeted in a serious way in this game. Didn't see anything from Eli Ricks. Jacorian Bennett played deep into this game. At one point, he did go out because he hurt his shoulder. He's had shoulder issues. Mac McWilliams, I don't even know if he played in this game because the Eagles are trying to save all of those guys for the most part. But cornerback 2, we still have no idea. Safety 2, we have an idea. Might be Andrew Mukuba. Might be too good and might be too impactful with how he makes plays on the rock to not start him. But cornerback 2, you still have no idea. Smile Mondon flashed a time or two. I thought that there was one play on a third down screen where he was able to, on a swing pass, really show really good pursuit skills to make a good formed tackle on that play. Patrick Johnson had a great TFL to sniff out a reverse. He's been getting more and more first-team snaps in practice. I think he might have to make this club. Ty Robinson, I thought, showed some improvement going up against the run. He's a player who's a little bit smaller at that defensive tackle spot, so he's going to need to have just more play strength going up against the run. I think he's explosive enough and gifted enough to get after the quarterback, but you got to show some ability to hold up against the run. So those are really my big takeaways from this game. You know, I think Shunderick Powell is the better running back compared to Montrell Johnson and Keelan Robinson. Both Powell and Robinson run clearly faster than Montrell Johnson. But I do think the Eagles only will hold on to 3 running backs on the initial 53. Then they'll hope that they can get Shunderick Powell back on the practice squad. That's my guess as of right now. So those are my instant reaction takeaways from preseason game number 2. As we look ahead to the preseason finale, it'll be Eagles-Jets in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. Nick Sirianni has shown a track record of not playing his starters. We'll see if we even see Tanner McKee. I mean, if he didn't play in this game, is he going to play in the preseason finale? Will Nick Sirianni at least try to give the starters a little bit of action prior to the September 4th season opener against the Dallas Cowboys? We will certainly see. We're not sure. What I am sure about, we're going to continue to give you great coverage right here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Let me leave you with this. Biggest standout in preseason week 2. Who was it for you? For me, it's a no-brainer. It's Andrew Mukuba. And coming in at number 2, Jihad Campbell.